When creating a media product, audience research is one of the most important elements because having the correct target audience can increase the interest and popularity of the product. It provides specific feedback that allows you to appeal to the audience. By carefully selecting a specific group from the population, it is easier to gain information and an understanding of what they want and what they'll enjoy. From studying the subject media, I have found that audience feedback is both important and useful. It allowed me to identify my target audience and discover their opinions on my project and what they thought was suitable. Throughout this project, I used different types of audience research, and each method had their pros and cons. For example, towards the start of my project, I began by using a questionnaire. The advantages of using this are that they are quick, simple, and easy to administrate. However, they do have their disadvantages, since there is no way to tell how truthful the information collected is, and the opinions of my audience can't be defined as easily. I used the online website SurveyMonkey to administrate my questionnaires, as it was easy to post a questionnaire online. I wanted to be able to gain a broader and random sample, so posting it online seemed an easy way to do this. I also administrated my questionnaires in person. I decided to do 5 questionnaires in person and then follow up with as many as I could online. I didn't want to know of my respondents personally because I didn't want to influence their opinions. When completing my questionnaires in person, I gained access to my audience by visiting the gym I attended. I did this because I knew I would be able to have access to a variety of respondents. The reasons why I used a questionnaire as my first research method is so I could quickly and briefly gather my target audience's opinions on my brief idea. I would also be able to give the questionnaire out to a reasonably large group of participants. After analysing my questionnaire results, I was able to learn and be influenced by my target audience's opinions. For example, they explained that they would rather have 2 characters as the protagonist rather than 1. I also wanted to learn if my target audience was familiar with some of the stereotypes of OCD, and also to show if they wanted to see a different side to the condition. From completing these questionnaires, I was able to do this successfully. After collecting and analysing my data from my questionnaires, I then followed it up by partaking in one-on-one interviews with a handful of my members from my target audience. My interview questions were decided by myself, carefully analysing my questionnaire results and choosing the most interesting and detailed answers. I did this to gain a deeper understanding and to let my audience justify their opinions. I decided to use this method since the respondent may feel more comfortable and confident because there is a less formal environment and therefore will be more open about their answers. Also, the interviewer can gather more detail if needed and ask more detailed questions about their opinion, for example. However, there are some disadvantages to using this method. For example, the respondent may feel much more pressured. Both of these methods that I used were useful because they allowed me to be able to develop my ideas that I had. It was also helpful to know that my target audience would support these ideas because they suggested them. After analysing the interview results, I was able to conclude that my target audience wanted to see a different side to OCD and that they would rather there be 2 protagonists. I also found this out in my questionnaire results, so it was useful to find it out in both. After carrying out a series of interviews, it helped me because it allowed me to gain a deeper and more detailed understanding of the ideas my target audience have and their opinions on those. After designing my 3 film posters, I was unsure about which one my target audience would prefer, or which one would be best suited to my short film. To solve this problem, I decided that I would carry out a small survey asking my audience which film poster they would prefer to be used, and which one they liked the best. I used this method of data collection as it allowed me to easily analyse the data I'd collected, and since they are very easy to administer. When carrying out this research, I asked 20 members of my target audience a small number of questions about my film posters. A copy of each film poster was included, and I explained my film's narrative clearly so they could get a rough idea. I asked each respondent individually, so I was able to explain the narrative better, and also so I could understand their thought process more. For example, asking for more detail. I also thought that it would make life much easier if I only let my respondents choose one film poster from the 3. When asking my questions, I made sure that I was not persuasive or forceful in any way. I didn't want my audience to choose the answer they thought I wanted them to pick. After analysing my results, I learned that my audience preferred my 3rd film poster because it clearly portrayed the condition. From carrying out this research, I became aware of my target audience's likes and dislikes. The needs my target audience would fulfill by watching my short film are as follows. They would be able to learn about conditions that affect people in society today. I hope that my short film has portrayed the condition in a sensible and appropriate way. It may satisfy a general interest into the condition of OCD. They may be able to gain an insight into what it's like for people to have OCD. My film can also be used to entertain. It allows my audience to escape from their problems and fill their time. Overall, there are many reasons why my target audience may watch my short film. I just hope they enjoy it.